Hey carnivores, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Bella the Steak and Butter Gal. I hope you all are having a beautiful meat-fueled day. As always, drop a comment down below and let me know how your journeys are going. My very last video was titled, My 14-Day Weight Loss Transformation with Photos. And I showed you exactly that. My body, how it changed, even the scale weight, how that changed. I will be, of course, sharing with you guys same things in this video. Photos, scale, updates, details, observations. I will be bringing on my coaches for this video as well to give me my next steps. First things first, I left off that video just finishing my 3 meals a day priming 2 weeks. I had a coach's check-in. After that coach's check-in, I actually started traveling a lot. I road tripped from Seattle all the way down to Berkeley. Then I drove with my brother, my siblings, and Steak and Butter Guy 6 hours down to Los Angeles. And then we stayed in LA for just 2 days. And then we drove all the way back to Washington in one straight shot. So that's 17 hours of driving right there. We went immediately to my birthday road trip. For my 27th birthday, we celebrated so much, including this. So we got engaged. It was just so much celebration, so much traveling that instead of me moving forward with what the coaches told me, which was 7 days of 2 MAD, I decided to happily extend my 3 MAD priming into an entire month. I was feeling so good after my 2 weeks of 3 meals a day that I basically just decided if this is what gets me to feel good right now where I am, I will just continue this, extend it happily. After 1 month of priming, 3 meals a day, breakfast, and then coffee as dessert, I then finally felt ready to go into my week, 7 days of 2 MAD, 2 meals a day, okay? So this is where I'm gonna give you day-to-day update. Day 1 of my 2 MAD week, I had breakfast and dinner. The initial plan was a breakfast lunch. Couldn't do that because I was just so stuffed. And this is the beauty of this program. Coach Raymond and Coach Emily guided me throughout and gave me the reassurance that, hey, if you can't do a breakfast lunch, go ahead and just do a breakfast dinner if you needed more time to digest. That was also another sign that I was so beyond overdue and ready and primed to cut down the meals. So that's another sign, is like, if you really cannot even stomach the idea of eating another meal for lunch or whatever your next meal is, you most likely are very well primed, properly nourished. Day 2, I had another breakfast, dinner. And every single day since my day 1 of priming, I have had coffee after my first meal. So I had breakfast, coffee. Day 3, I had lunch and dinner. So that was actually my sweet spot. I discovered doing a lunch and dinner was kind of where my body felt the happiest, the most in its comfort zone. I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning. I love to go outside and get in a beautiful walk, get in the fresh air, journal, play with Simba, right? So it's not convenient for my lifestyle to like start my morning with a heavy carnivore breakfast and then go out to nature and feel my dinner would usually fall around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. the latest. I really learned that eating 3 hours before sleeping really helps a lot with how your food digests overnight and how you wake up feeling in the morning. When I played with priming, I definitely played with timing of meals. And that's the beauty of doing something where there is so much structure. You have the structure, but also the freedom and curiosity to flirt with the boundaries, with the lines, with the timings a little bit. And you're already in this mindset where you want to take notes and journal everything and document everything. So everything to me was very apparent. Every little tweak was very obvious. I learned coffee after eating sucks the pleasure out of drinking coffee when you eat a proper meal first. And I also learned priming is timeless. That is probably the biggest, most insightful lesson I learned, especially because I am 5 years carnivore. Okay? And you would think, especially if you're familiar with this priming protocol that Raymond created, you would think that priming is only for beginners. I'm already an advanced faster. I do OMADs every single day. Priming, I don't need to do it. Not the case. I'm a 5-year carnivore. I have tried everything under the sun when it comes to carnivore experiments, and yet I did not know how much my body needed priming until I committed to it, until I listened to what my coaches suggested. For once, I never listened to them, but this time I did. And boy, am I glad that I listened to Emily and Raymond. So shout out to them for being so patient with me, for sticking around and for still believing that I will one day listen to them. I did it. And I'm so grateful because I learned so much. So priming is timeless is the second lesson. And the third lesson is you really want to eat that last meal 3 hours before bed. Just because like, I don't care how like bulletproof your digestion is, how efficient your body is at burning fuel. It just makes a really big difference when you don't eat right before passing out. When you give your body time to digest, and even better yet, if you can get in a light, relaxing walk right after dinner, your body will really thank you for it. Your metabolism will be revved up. You will go to sleep like a baby and you will wake up like a hero, like ready to conquer the world. And that's kind of what I fell in love with. Lunch, dinner, day 3, lunch, dinner, day 4. So day 5, I had breakfast and lunch. And day 6, I had breakfast and lunch. These 2 days of having the, crowding up in the beginning of the day was the most difficult for me. I did not enjoy these 2 days just because, like I just explained, my type of lifestyle, I want to go outside on a fasted, empty stomach and feel light. But when I eat a breakfast, I honestly don't even have the same motivation to get outside and move. Finally, day 7, I had the freedom to choose whatever option I wanted for TUMAD. So day 7, I personally chose lunch and dinner, my sweet spot. So coaches, welcome back to the channel. I want to do another check-in done with my week long of 2 meals a day TUMAD, which we did cover in my last update video, which is linked down below for anyone who missed it.
I love that you picked your variety, how you picked it. Really, and honestly, that last one really doesn't matter. It's usually the favorite that you like. And obviously you picked the lunch dinner. So that's just right.
Yeah, this is adjusting your body so that you're getting small rises. It's kind of what's happening behind the scenes with the blood sugar is instead of doing this grazing where you're just triggering insulin all day long. So we're coming away, you got properly primed, you were feeling so much better, you got those healing benefits. And now it's time for us to spread those out a little bit, bring in that fasting challenge that overall just helps your metabolism. We don't need to be doing all this snacking all day long too is good.
Give me an idea of how you're feeling in between meals.
I feel zero desire to want to snack. That's for sure.
That's what I was going to ask. Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Just to touch on my initial issue, that craving for cheese and processed food, those cheese cravings are still very much gone. Just
wow.
Not even from 3MAD to 2MAD. All I want is just my go-to staples: chicken wings, flanken ribs, fatty steak, egg.
When are you actually the hungriest throughout the day? Would it be dinner time? Would it be lunchtime? Obviously not breakfast.
Dinner time, because the past like 3-4 years of carnivore, I've been sticking to OMAD at dinner. So that's kind of just like where my clock is at. When dinner hits, I will always be hungry. But with the lunch dinner, I could see myself doing that for quite a while. I really enjoy that.
Has the volume of food stayed the same, increased, lessened, anything like that?
Over the week, I feel like the meals have been pretty small, like not nearly as like sit down and feast big time.
I wanted to see your plates get smaller. So that's part of the way this works. So good. This is exactly the sign I want to see. Tell me about your sleep.
Sleep is beautiful. My sleep is always really good. The jet lag is 100,000% adjusted by now. So, but I got to still enjoy my mornings, like early mornings. I now wake up every morning, 5 a.m., start my day 5 a.m. I've never been able to live like this since I started carnivore like 5 years ago. And this is a game changer for me. I love getting work done and feeling productive, and being able to naturally wake up at 5 a.m. and sleep early is really improving just like my mood, my overall productivity, and just the amount of work that I get done and the amount of free time that I have left every day. If you're new to the carnivore diet and you want to stick to this way of eating long enough to also see the healing benefits, I highly recommend you guys lean on salting heavily on your meals, especially in the beginning phase. Adaptation symptoms like low energy, fatigue, muscle cramping, headaches, not enough endurance in the gym all of a sudden are common symptoms of adaptation phase. If salting does not work, then electrolytes like Element and this brand is the only brand that I highly recommend because it is high quality and they have this fantastic flavor called raw unflavored, and it only has the 3 electrolytes: sodium, potassium, magnesium, measured out, as you can see for us. This is what the electrolytes look like right here, and they're excellent for taking on the go. Pour it in your beverage of choice. You can all get a free sample pack that has all of their flavors so that you can try each. Just go to the URL shown on the screen, drinklmnt.com/SBGAL, or click the link down below in the description box.
Let's talk about the coffee. So you're obviously not doing coffee to wake you up at all. You're
Nope.
waking up with an alarm or without an
I
alarm?
treated myself, guys.
It's later in the
I had
day.
lunch.
You
I had
had
lunch.
your
you would have
food.
lunch. There you go.
This is my dessert. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's your dessert. Coffee is dessert.
What I want to find out is you're waking up plenty of energy, no problems,
Oh yeah. Feeling
no
great.
need for that coffee until after you ate, of course. And that's
Correct.
way later now because you'll do lunch, dinner. So you don't have a problem waiting for coffee through that.
Exactly. And remember, just yesterday I said, if I want to quit coffee, I feel confidence to just do it.
Right.
And I'm very inclined to just quit the coffee, just to see how the results this time around go.
That's why you treated yourself with a Starbucks, because you're thinking that. And your brain's probably like,
Oh no.
dreading
it.
You're not doing it. Yeah, you're getting a Starbucks right now.
It's no longer a physical addiction. It's like a brain thing.
It's an emotional thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's scared to let go. And I get it. I know how you feel. So don't think that it's coincidence that you treated yourself today
Mhm.
after you said that. That's all I'm saying.
I love
Notice it.
that.
It's okay, right? You know. So now I did ask alarm. So are you using an alarm to wake up? Not even that. Wow,
Nope.
that's amazing.
It's a
That's
beautiful
amazing.
feeling. Yeah.
That's great. Lower back. How has that been?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny you even brought that up because I have not been thinking about my lower back at all. So no
Wow.
pain, no discomfort whatsoever during this entire 2 bad week.
So
Have
you
you
haven't
been
quite
thinking-
had a second cycle since we started, correct?
No second cycle yet.
Okay.
Definitely something to monitor. So I'm glad Emily talked about that. But I do want to find out. So you have not changed anything, like you're standing up more or you're doing anything else? I mean, it's been pretty regular or what?
It is consistent. I usually just, whenever I do meetings now, I prefer to stand up. It's nothing different from when I was doing 3 mats. Yeah.
Because what was interesting is you were complaining about your back while you were on vacation.
I feel like it was actually the amount of hours I was sitting in the car because we were road tripping.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you think that's what it
Remember?
was? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tell us about a little bit about any headaches, brain fogs during this 2 mats, anything like that.
None. I feel so sharp. I feel really in my zone, A game. Like this is the place that I really love myself to be, where I wake up sharp, I go to bed ready to sleep, and it's just on repeat. Like every single day, there is no miss. It's always a hit every day. I feel like my life is just completely flipped around now that I'm back from China because I'm being so active about making improvements to my life.
You're getting the nourishing things in first. You're not putting
Yes.
yourself last. You're putting those priorities at the top of the list, and that's making
That's
a big
right.
difference. I wanted to check Bella about, we all saw those dramatic pictures that you had during priming with bloating and all of that. How's the tummy feeling? How's the recomp feeling?
I see my body every day and it is continuing to look leaner. And like the stomach area, when I feel like I'm at my leanest, the stomach area, I start seeing the whole 11 shadow, it's like 2 lines.
Mhm.
And so I feel like it's becoming more and more definitive. At the end of the day, that's not like what I'm chasing for.
Totally.
I love that your body composition is changing like that. This is awesome. So obviously you're drinking a lot less coffee, but how have you been feeling with water altogether?
I still don't like try to shoot for a specific amount of water. I just drink when I'm thirsty. I don't when I'm not. I have not noticed any extreme thirst or increase in thirst. It's the same.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, Bella, we're all very curious, libido, and how's that coming along? That was one of the biggest differences that you noticed with priming. How are we doing?
Still having the very high libido, like the surge of libido at the top of my mornings. And it's working out because Max has healthy libido ever since I've known him. And so his libido is nice and healthy. It did not diminish, when I cut down from 3-MAD to 2-MAD at all.
It's like a lot of the benefits that you got from the priming process have stayed, and you're still kind of experience a lot of those, and yet you're leaning out and it's less cumbersome. You're eating fewer times a day.
That's the real definition of nourished fast when you start getting into that fasted state. And now we're going to try to actually go on and actually try to see if anything goes bad from there. So should we talk about what we're going to do? We're going to follow that is with the 23-1 water only. So that means no coffee. So
during the fasting period, during your fasting hours.
During your fasting period. When you eat that OMAD, you can have your coffee after. But that means because you're ending with a 2-MAD, right? You're doing a lunch dinner. So that means you'll be dinner to dinner eating.
Perfect.
We are so strong about encouraging people to do honest fast and not using helpers to get through, not using broth, salt, not overloading their body with other things. So just water only.
So 1 day of 23-1 for dinner, and then
we're going to go back to 3 2-MADs, and then you're going to be doing 2 23-1s back to back. And they're not OMADs. The difference between that 23-1 is you're literally following the clock for 23 hours. Instead of doing OMADs is just you're eating once a day. So the difference is you can have an OMAD where you're 16 hours in and eat, except you have a little longer time next time to eat, but you just have one meal a day. So that's the difference.
Yep. These ones are kind of a new challenge. And so we do like to follow the clock. What you'll see in the program is that we do a lot of structure and release and structure and release. And so this is kind of the structured portion of it. And then I like what Raymond brought up too, the 3 days of 2 meals a day. We call that a home base. We teach all of that stuff in our classes, but it's a way that we sort of pulse the nutrition, get the nutrition in there, then do a fasting challenge. So it really is feasting and fasting.
And then the last thing, and we'll wrap up this check-in, let's talk about activity. So I dropped my roundtable with Emily, Amy, and Dr. Sean O'Mara on my YouTube channel. And I announced in that video that I myself will be committing for my own body to do his sprints. So today is my day 1 of the O'Mara sprinting. And I'm going to start off with what he suggested, which is the level of intensity that you can for 10 seconds. So is that going to affect how I'm going to feel in this upcoming week?
So the critical part that you want to remember is what he said, the level of intensity that you can.
Yeah.
I would not even go for that 10 seconds. Let that 10 seconds be your marker that you're trying to reach. Okay. Because let me tell you, every second on a sprint hard. Okay. So that 10 seconds is going to be, you're thinking 10 seconds, no big deal.
I am.
If you're going intensely like you're supposed to, that 10 seconds you'll be like 5 seconds in and you're like, oh, I can't do this.
I see.
And it's okay. It's okay if you feel that way.
Absolutely. Most people really enjoy fasted workouts. So we definitely like people to play with that. And when you do a fasted workout, you get more direct access to burning through glycogen, which is just healthy for your blood sugar overall. So that's a good way to go, but it can work with either way. That part is flexible. And this is a great time in the 90-day challenge to be bringing exercise back.
I wanted to invite you all who are watching to join my community, the Steak and Butter Gang. Do you have to be carnivore? No, you do not. You just have to have curiosity in getting healthy and improving yourself through eating animal foods. That's it. I've got so many ex-vegans who come in here just to be a fly on the wall, just to listen and learn, and who completely transform themselves when they feel ready to. So if you're watching this and you stayed up until this point in the video, I want to thank you. You deserve a gift. Just send me an email at sbgchallenge@gmail.com with a heart emoji. That's all you have to send me. I will give you free access to the Steak and Butter Gang. You can explore, meet all 11,000 members in there, connect, just scroll and learn. And you can join the challenge whenever you're ready. And if you're never ready, that's fine too. If you feel that it's just not right for you, this lifestyle is just too much for you, it's your body, it's your health, it's your life. And if you are ready to commit to your health and try this priming, feasting, and fasting program with me this month, you can go ahead and just sign up for our current 30-day challenge anytime. This includes every single class that Coach Raymond and Emily teaches on how to prime, feast, and fast. And in addition, you get to meet and learn from the guests shown on the screen. Dr. Sean O'Mara himself, Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Hampton, Sarah Franklin, and Rebecca Heichman. For more details, just go to the URL shown on the screen, sbgmeetup.com. I'm sure that I would have shared my photos by now, but if not, here are my photos. Take a look. I will do voiceover now. So the first photo is me at the start of my journey, inflamed, bloated, puffy. The second photo is just 2 weeks later after priming for 14 days, 3 meals a day. And the third photo is about 3 weeks later, extending my priming 3 meals a day for 2 more weeks. And that third week, 2 meals a day. And take a look at my scale weight. Again, I do not care about how much I weigh. I'm doing this just for my viewers who requested it. And Emily, you're doing it already. So how do you do it?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I only do it like 3 days a week, and I do exactly what you're talking about. I do 10 to 12 sprints. And they're 12-second sprints. So my first sprints are pretty easy. And then as I go on, they get more difficult and difficult, depending if I'm doing hills or going downhill.
Wow.
So it's helped me feel a lot better overall. I have more energy during the day, and it puts on muscle all over your body, not just in the leg muscles where you're sprinting. So yeah, it's been wonderful.
For those who are watching, keep following along my journey by making sure you are subscribed to my channel, and go support these coaches, Emily and Raymond, my awesome team, but also my personal coaches right now on Instagram and YouTube. I've linked all of their socials in the description box. I shared that I came back from China with lower back pain, and I shared that I really leaned on this cute little handy device from Bon Charge. I really just fell in love with this flathead right here. It's also very quiet, so it's not like ugly to the ears when you're massaging yourself, which I appreciate as a musician. Easy to hold, the button to turn it on. First, intensity level. Second, third, fourth, fifth. It just feels incredible. And it really works through those knots. So I just have to give a shout out to this product right here, because it made a big difference in giving me instant relief. The best way to go about any pain is to find the root cause and fix the root cause. But when you are in so much pain and you don't want to rely on Tylenol, I will make sure to link this down below in the description box. If you have any requests, follow-up questions you'd like me to answer, drop it down below in the comments. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads. I think that's everything. Oh, and my second YouTube channel, I will list and link everything down below in the description box if you want to find me on all the platforms and connect with me there. I actually post different content on all of these different platforms. I'm going to wrap up this video and enjoy the rest of my day, and I will see you in my next video. SPG out.